Well, the blacks are, I mean, you saw the film, it's, the blacks are dealing with a special war situation during those times, so 91, 92. And I don't know, the other guy, Goran, the co-director with me, we wanted to make, because the war films that were made up to that point in Croatia were very kind of patriotic. And we said, okay, let's make a war film which is not patriotic. Let's make a film which deals with, let's say, our crimes. As I said today in the film school, we did it together. Working together, it was kind of easier because we expected that lots of people gonna have a problem with the film, and it happened. So when we worked together, it was kind of, we were like encouraging each other, So, in that way it was kind of easier, but, just the regular process of directing when it's two, usually it's the brothers, Dardenne brothers, Coen brothers, Taviani brothers, brothers. When they're like, when the two different people, when we have the same ethics, same political views, but it's still hard to make a film together. And I don't know. After that, I wanted to go solo. Mm-hmm. So I made this film, which I kind of didn't want to deal again with the war, but the war consequences. So like 25 years later, yeah. I don't know if I answered. I always have this fucking paranoia that I'm not answering questions, but what the hell? Yeah, that's true. I wanted to have three different, main characters that are from three different generations. In a way, I think they are kind of the same characters. They have some kind of same characteristics. But I wanted to see how this whole situation with post-war consequences in the eastern part of Croatia, which was the heaviest inflicted, the war was heaviest there, how it's still, it's in the air, in the atmosphere, and how it affects the characters. So yeah, that was my original, when it comes to characters, to have three different, and that's why it have three stories. Yeah. Well, I come from this town, it was a very prosperous town in the Yugoslavia. Now it's not. It's in the eastern part of Croatia, which is kind of still a bit, especially during the winter and autumn, very depressing country. I don't know. I feel being from there, like anybody. You have like you have a wish to do something with your hometown or the country where you're from. So I wanted to put the story there. As I said today, I'm kind of it's sad that I didn't make a bigger film in a way that has like maybe half an hour more to get the other characters a bit more to draw them into a context more. But for some whatever reasons, I didn't do it. So, but yeah, I have the wish to do films which are dealing with my region where I'm from. So I'm hoping to make another one also from that region. So. Yeah, I don't know. I don't have a rational reason. I like. I like films that kind of, at the end makes me kind of a bit anxious. So I like that if films moves me in a way that I feel, that I don't feel well, that it really kind of struck me. It's not that I enjoy the film, but it hit me on a different level. That to me are the best films, which I enjoy.
Jel naišao nekog?
Nije.
Jesi pozvao nekog?
Nisam, nemam mobitel. Ali sam ga zaboravila negdje.
Hoćete da vas ja odvezem možda?
A problem neki?
Znate, on je bio u zatvoru.
Ja sam nazvao policiju. I to te jebe.
So I wanted this kind of tense feeling, like kind of English people would say cabin fever, if you put small amount of people in some place, in a cage or in a submarine or in like small region, you would get some kind of hard feelings or interesting thoughts if you put Aristotle way the time, space and story during one night in the same locality. And I don't know, but I'm trying to rationalize something which when I start writing or thinking, don't rationalize, it just comes out of me. So it's maybe it should leave it like that, just on some level. I don't know. Listen, you saw Blacks, and this guy is also. I mean, I found kind of interesting. Like, I'm gonna. Maybe it's a wrong fucking example, but what the hell? I'm gonna risk it. If you're making a film about Auschwitz, to me, it would be much more interesting, really looking at from the dramatic angle. If you are making a film about Rudolf Hess, who was the main guy in Auschwitz, he was hanged, but he wrote memoirs before he was hanged in 1946-47. To me, it's much more. I mean, you can tell much more about evil or if you are doing it from the perspective of the guy who did wrong thing. I mean, horrible thing. Then from the victim point of view, because I saw too many things or read too many literature, saw films from the victim point of view, which is kind of I'm trying to not to censor myself, but kind of one-sided, because as if you're a victim, of course you want to come out of the situation alive or not hurt. But what would really interest me if you are the one who is the terrorizer, the sub agent of terror. I want to really interest me how the fuck that brain functions, So I mean that's why that's the blacks and that's Ivo. The Ivo is a rapist, he was a war veteran. He did the raping, and I'm really kind of inclined to deal with those kind of people. And yeah, they are all stuck. I mean, there is no way out in a way. The way out is to inflict more terror on somebody else. So I like to. I mean, it's not very original, but to go to the other side and try to. Privately or socially, I hate those people. But when you're making a film, fuck man, it's very interesting to go on the other side and do the story from there. Which is always kind of a bit ethical problem, because you try to if you are too generous to those horror people, what the fuck, man? Am I being a devil lawyer for them? Which is kind of shaky, maybe a shaky ethical thing to do. But for some reason, to me it's much more interesting to deal with that than with the victim side, or the side that maybe I would be more inclined to side with So I know this is was not your answer, but Well, but that's also so we have a large population. It's like 500,000. So the country is 4 million. We have 500,000 people which are war veterans. They get some beneficials, bigger or lesser, from country. Cars, apartments, health insurance, blah, 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 blah. So, and part of the war veteran community is a very right-wing oriented people. And many of them have this post-war traumatic syndrome. Listen, they are all carrying something from the war. and they feel that they are not, that the country doesn't respect them a lot, that we don't respect them a lot. No? So they are like on the streets every day, and you know, people are afraid of them, and they are claiming we want this, we want this, we want this, we want to overthrow the government, blah 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 blah. I mean, and it's, you know, it's kind of, to me, it's their position is kind of, they're obviously like wounded people in their souls, but what they are doing now, I mean, I respect their private trauma, but what they are doing now is very toxic for the whole society, you know. So if you are coming from a war and have some, you know, feeling that you are hurt or you are really hurt, it doesn't give you a right to kind of, you know, try and reign society according to your wishes. So, as I said, those veterans, if you're inventing and making a story, they are very interesting, dramatic, you know, drama figures to invent a story around them. As I was mentioning today, Robert De Niro in Taxi Driver is a right-winger, but he made a great film, great drama around it, you know, and which gives you, you know, at the end he's a hero. He kills 5 people in brothel, but, you know, newspapers, you know, like he's a hero of New York. To me, you can, through veterans or like people with a post-traumatic war syndrome, you can say a lot about current situation in your country or any country, etc., etc. So I don't know. I find them interesting as dramatic figures.
Idi.